She is a thief, Mama Grace shouted, her voice echoing down the street. She steals people's destinies. She has cursed you all. The jazz of misfortune. I remember the first day I heard about Nina's Salon. It was the music that drew people in. Jazz, smooth and haunting, flowed out from her shop like a spell. Her salon was the most beautiful in the neighborhood, shiny glass doors, gold-trimmed mirrors, and chairs as soft as clouds. Everyone wanted to sit in them, to feel like royalty, even if just for an hour. Nina herself was something to behold. Tall, elegant, with skin so flawless it looked unreal. She walked with a confidence that made you believe she had the world at her feet. And in a way, she did. At first, her salon was like any other. Business was slow, and she struggled to keep the lights on. But then, suddenly, things changed. Customers started pouring in like rain in the wet season. Even women from neighboring towns came, drawn by the music and rumors of her magical touch. People would leave Nina's salon looking radiant, as if they were glowing from within. But soon after, their lives would begin to fall apart. I saw it with my own eyes. One woman lost her husband in a car crash just days after visiting the salon. Another fell ill with a mysterious disease no doctor could explain. Businesses crumbled, children went astray, and marriages shattered. Yet no one connected it to Nina. How could they? She was the golden girl, the one whose laughter was like music itself. Then there was the story, whispered by an old woman who lived down the street. She said Nina wasn't always this powerful. Things only changed after she visited a spiritualist deep in the village. It was said that the woman showed her how to weave spells into her jazz music, how to steal the fortunes of her clients without them ever knowing. All she needed was a strand of their hair, a bit of their essence. They would leave her salon looking beautiful but cursed. Nina's fame grew. Young girls worshipped her, wanting to be just like her, rich, beautiful, adored. But no one knew what lay beneath the surface. Her arrogance grew too. She would laugh at people's misfortunes, a knowing look in her eyes. It was as if she took pleasure in their pain. But there were people she couldn't touch. The Christians, real ones, who prayed with fire in their words. Nina would look away whenever they passed by her salon. I once saw her face twist with fear when a woman walked in humming a church hymn. She refused to touch her hair, making up some excuse about being too busy. I didn't understand then, but now I know why. Those people carried a light Nina's darkness couldn't touch. Everything was going perfectly for her until the day she met Mama Grace. Mama Grace was known for her piercing eyes that seemed to see right through you. She was quiet, gentle, always smiling, but there was something powerful about her presence. The day Mama Grace walked into Nina's salon, the music stopped. Just like that. Silence filled the room, heavy and suffocating. Nina's face went pale, her hands trembling as she tried to play it off with a fake smile. But Mama Grace wasn't fooled. She looked around, her eyes sharp and alert. Then, she began to scream. She is a thief, Mama Grace shouted, her voice echoing down the street. She steals people's destinies. She has cursed you all. Chaos erupted. People rushed out of the salon, screaming, crying, realizing their misfortunes weren't accidents. Neighbors gathered, passerbys stopped, faces full of shock and horror. Mama Grace kept praying, her voice loud and powerful, calling on God to break the curses. Nina fell to her knees, her face twisted with fear and rage. Under the pressure of the crowd, she confessed everything, how she visited the spiritualist, how she wove curses into her jazz, how she trapped her customers' fortunes in her mirrors. She wept, begging for forgiveness, but no one felt sorry for her. The crowd turned into a mob, grabbing sticks and stones, ready to burn her alive. But just then, the police arrived. In the chaos, people scattered, leaving Nina to face the officers alone. At the station, she changed her story, claiming she only confessed because she was afraid for her life. She laughed, saying it was all a trick to buy time until the police came to rescue her. Without proof, they had no choice but to let her go. 2 days later, she was released. But her mansion was empty. No one saw her leave, and her family claimed they had no idea where she went. Some say she fled the country, changing her name, her face, her identity. Others believe she still lurks somewhere, continuing to steal people's fortunes, living broken lives in her wake. I walk by that empty salon sometimes. It stands there, cold and silent, the glass cracked, the mirrors covered in dust. Yet, sometimes, I still hear it, the faint sound of jazz, drifting out like a whisper, haunting and cold. And I wonder if Nina is really gone, or if she's just waiting for her next victim.